The office was silent. Everyone stared. In the middle of the lobby, Mr. Carter stood with his expensive suit, his gold watch shining under the lights. In front of him, a pregnant cleaner in a faded uniform stood frozen, holding a mop with shaking hands. Her name was Grace. Mr. Carter pointed at her belly and shouted, "This is why the company looks bad. Look at you. Slow, clumsy, always tired. You're fired." Grace's eyes filled with tears. The staff watched. No one moved. If you were there, would you speak up or stay quiet like everyone else? Grace had worked in that office for 5 years. She came before everyone, left after everyone. She cleaned the glass doors, washed bathrooms, wiped each desk. Most people didn't even know her name. That morning, she was mopping near the reception desk. Her back hurt. Her feet were swollen. She was 7 months pregnant. Daniel, a young accountant, saw her rubbing her back and whispered, "Grace, are you okay?" She gave a small smile. "Grace, I'm fine, Daniel. Just the baby kicking. I'll manage." At that moment, Mr. Carter walked out of the elevator. He stopped when he saw the wet floor sign and the mop. Mr. Carter, annoyed, "Why is this area still wet? We have an important client coming in 10 minutes. Grace quickly moved the bucket. "Grace, sorry, sir. He cut her off. Mr. Carter, louder, "I don't pay people to just be sorry. I pay them to do their job." Staff started to gather. People leaned over cubicles. The receptionist, Mia, paused her typing and watched. Grace's hands trembled around the mop. Grace, softly, "I cleaned as fast as I could, sir. I'm pregnant. Sometimes my back hurts." Mr. Carter looked at her belly with disgust. Mr. Carter, "Then you should have thought of that before. We are not running a charity here." A few people looked away. Daniel stared at the floor, jaw tight. Mr. Carter raised his voice so everyone could hear. "Mr. Carter, listen, all of you, this is what happens when people become lazy and use excuses. Being pregnant is not a license to be slow." Grace's lips shook. Her eyes turned red. She whispered, "Grace, please, sir, I really need this job. My husband lost his work. The baby, we have hospital bills." Mr. Carter laughed coldly. "Mr. Carter, not my problem. Pack your things. You are fired. Right now." Everyone froze. The sound of the mop hitting the floor echoed when it slipped from her hand. Grace covered her face and began to cry. Her shoulders shook as she tried not to sob too loud. Daniel took a step forward. "Sir, maybe we can—" Mr. Carter's eyes snapped at him. "Mr. Carter, do you want to join her?" Daniel stopped. He clenched his fists but stayed quiet. Near the reception desk, Mia slowly lifted her phone. Her hands were shaking, but she pressed record. Every word, every insult, every tear. Mr. Carter pointed at the door. "Mr. Carter, out, now, and don't come back." Grace wiped her cheeks with the back of her hand. She took a deep breath and picked up her small, worn-out bag from under the counter. "Grace," voice breaking, "thank you for letting me work here all these years." No one answered, only silence. As she walked to the door, one hand on her belly, she thought, "What did my baby do wrong? Why are they punishing us?" The door closed behind her with a heavy sound. Mia looked at the video on her phone. Her heart was beating fast. Mia thought, people need to see this. She took a deep breath and pressed post. The clip went online. The views started to climb. What happens when the whole world sees how Mr. Carter treated a pregnant cleaner? By evening, Grace was sitting on a broken bench at the bus stop. Her feet hurt. Her back hurt. Her heart hurt the most. A cold wind blew. She held her belly and whispered, "Grace, don't worry, baby. Mama will find another job. We'll be okay." Her phone buzzed. It was her husband, Eli. "Eli, Grace, how was your day? Are you home yet?" She paused. Her throat closed. "Grace, trying to be strong. I'm on my way. I'll tell you when I get home." She did not want to make him worry. Meanwhile, inside the city, on hundreds of phones, A video was playing. The title read, "Boss fires pregnant cleaner in front of staff for being too slow." In the video, you could see Grace crying, Mr. Carter yelling. His words, "We are not running a charity. You're fired." Comments poured in. "How can someone do this to a pregnant woman? This is disgusting. Boycott this company. Find that woman and help her." The video spread like fire. Mia watched the numbers grow. 10,000 views. 50,000. 200,000. Her hands covered her mouth. Mia whispered, "Oh my God, what have I started?" At home, Eli's friend sent him the video. Friend texting, "Is this Grace?" Eli opened it. His heart stopped. He watched his wife cry in front of strangers. His eyes filled with tears and anger. Eli, calling Grace, "Why didn't you tell me? They humiliated you and our child." Grace's voice shook. "Grace, I didn't want to stress you. You already lost your job. We already have so many problems." Eli, voice breaking, "We have problems, yes, but we have dignity too. They can't treat you like this." While they cried at one end of the city, something else was happening at the office. Next morning, when Mr. Carter came in, he noticed something strange. People were staring at him, not with respect, but with disgust. He heard whispers. "Did you see the video? That's him, the boss. Such a heartless man." He frowned. "Mr. Carter, what is everyone talking about?" In his glass office, he opened his laptop. His email was full. Angry messages. People writing, "I will never do business with your company again. How could you fire a pregnant woman like that? You should be ashamed." His face turned pale. He clicked on a link. The video started. He watched himself yelling, pointing at Grace's belly, calling her lazy, saying, "We are not a charity." He watched her cry, beg for a job. For the first time, Mr. Carter saw himself from the outside, not as a powerful boss, but as a cruel man. His chest felt heavy. Mr. Carter whispering, "Who recorded this?" At that moment, his office phone rang. He jumped. Receptionist, "Sir, the CEO of our biggest client is on line 1. He said it's urgent." Mr. Carter straightened his tie and picked up the phone. Mr. Carter, forcing a confident voice, "Hello, Mr. Thompson." "Good to." Mr. Thompson cut him off, angry. "Mr. Thompson, save it. I saw the video." Mr. Carter froze. Mr. Thompson, loud, "Is that how you treat your staff? A pregnant cleaner? Do you know my own mother cleaned offices when I was a child?" Mr. Carter swallowed. Mr. Carter, "Sir, it's just being blown up. She was not performing well and—" Mr. Thompson, "I don't care. We cannot be connected with a company like yours. We're canceling our contract, effective today." The line went dead. Mr. Carter put the phone down slowly. He felt like the ground had opened under his feet. Minutes later, an email arrived from another client, then another, and another. "Due to recent behavior, we are ending our partnership." His company was falling apart because of how he treated one poor, pregnant cleaner. By afternoon, Mr. Carter got a message from the board of directors. Emergency meeting at 5 p.m. Attendance compulsory. He wiped the sweat from his forehead. His heart pounded. Mr. Carter thought, this can't be happening because of one cleaner, can it? He did not know the board had invited a special guest to that meeting. Who was the guest waiting for Mr. Carter in that room? It was 4:55 p.m. Mr. Carter walked toward the big meeting room on the top floor. His steps were heavy. His hands were cold. Through the glass door, he saw the board members sitting around the long table. Their faces were serious. Next to them, he saw 2 more people, a man and a woman. The woman was wearing a simple dress. Her hand rested on her pregnant belly. It was Grace. Standing beside her was Eli. Mr. Carter stopped. His stomach twisted. What is she doing here? The chairman, Mr. Kane, looked up. Mr. Kane, stern, "Come in, Carter. Sit." Mr. Carter walked in slowly and sat down. He avoided Grace's eyes. Mr. Kane tapped his tablet. The video of the incident appeared on the big screen. The sound played in the silent room. Everyone heard Mr. Carter's words again. "We are not running charity. You're fired." They heard Grace's soft voice. "Please, sir, I really need this job." The video ended. The room stayed silent for a few seconds. Mr. Kane, coldly, "Do you have anything to say for yourself?" Mr. Carter's mouth felt dry. He tried to speak. "Mr. Carter, I was under pressure. Big client was coming. I only wanted the best image for the company." She was slow and Grace's eyes filled with tears. She held on to the chair to keep her balance. Mr. Kane raised his hand to stop Carter. "Mr. Kane, under pressure? So you decided to use a poor pregnant woman as your punching bag." Another board member added, "We've lost 3 major clients in one day, all because of your behavior." Mr. Carter looked at Grace for the first time. Her face was tired, but calm. She looked hurt, but not hateful. Guilt stabbed his chest. Mr. Kane turned to Grace and Eli. Mr. Kane, softer, "Grace, Eli, we are deeply sorry for how you were treated in this company." Grace's eyes widened. Eli squeezed her hand. Mr. Kane continued, "Grace, we found your file. You never took a sick day in 5 years. You worked double shifts. Staff wrote that you were always kind, always smiling." Mia, who was standing at the back as a witness, whispered, "She used to bring me ginger tea when I had stomach pain." Daniel spoke up too, voice shaking. "She helped me once when I fainted in the bathroom. She kept it secret so I wouldn't feel embarrassed." Grace looked down. Tears dropped on her hands. Mr. Kane turned back to Mr. Carter. "Mr. Kane, and this is a person you chose to humiliate in front of everyone?" Mr. Carter's voice broke. "Mr. Carter, I made a mistake. I didn't think." Mr. Kane, "No, you did think. You thought she was weak, that no one would stand up for her, that she had no power." Silence. Then the chairman looked around the room. Mr. Kane, clear and firm, "As of this moment, you are removed from your position as managing director. Your contract is terminated." The words hit Mr. Carter like a slap. "Fired," in front of everyone, just like he fired Grace. His throat tightened. Mr. Carter whispering, "Please, I built this company for 10 years. You can't just..." "Mr. Kane, we can, and we have." Mr. Carter's eyes filled with tears. He looked at Grace, desperate. Mr. Carter, voice cracking, "Grace, please, say something. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have spoken to you like that. I don't know what came over me. I was wrong. So wrong." The room watched. The powerful boss was now begging the poor cleaner. Grace took a deep breath. Her hands shook, but her voice was steady. "Grace, softly. When you shouted at me that day, I felt so small. I felt like dirt under your shoes. I went home and cried all night. Not because I lost my job, but because I thought, maybe I don't have any value as a human." Tears rolled down Mr. Carter's cheeks. Grace continued, "But then, strangers on the internet, people I never met, they wrote kind words about me. They said I didn't deserve it. They reminded me I'm still a person, a mother, a worker, a human being." She looked straight at him now. Her eyes were wet but strong. "Grace, I forgive you, Mr. Carter. Not for you, for my baby. I don't want my child to grow up with hate in my heart." Mr. Carter covered his face and sobbed. This was his karma, his fall, his lesson. Mr. Kane cleared his throat. "Mr. Kane, Grace, we want to offer you something." Grace blinked in surprise. "Grace, offer me?" Mr. Kane smiled kindly. "Mr. Kane, we are starting a new department to train all managers and staff on respect, kindness, and employee rights. We want you to be our first official staff member there. Your story has already changed this company more than any meeting or training." Grace gasped. Eli stared, stunned. "Grace, but I'm just a cleaner. I don't know big words." Mr. Kane shook his head. "Mr. Kane, you know something more important. You know how it feels to be on the floor while everyone looks down on you. You know kindness. We can teach you the rest." Mia smiled, eyes full of tears. Daniel clapped softly, then others joined. Grace put a hand on her belly and smiled through her tears. Grace whispering, "Hear that, baby? Mama got a new job." At the other end of the table, Mr. Carter sat broken. He had money, clothes, a car, but in that moment, he had nothing that really mattered. No respect, no trust, only shame. As he stood to leave, he stopped near Grace. He bowed his head. Mr. Carter softly, "I am truly sorry. I hope one day you will remember me not just as a monster, but as someone who learned, even if it was too late." Grace looked at him for a long second. Grace, quietly, "I hope you treat the next person in your life better than you treated me." He nodded and walked out of the room. For the first time in his life, he felt small. The video that once showed a cruel boss now became part of a bigger story. People shared updates. Grace got a better job. The company changed its rules. See? Karma is real. Grace went home that evening and hugged Eli tightly. They both cried, but this time, these were tears of relief. She looked at her small apartment, her simple life, her growing belly, and smiled. "Grace, we may be poor, Eli, but we still have something money can't buy. We have hearts. Sometimes the poorest person in the room has the richest heart. And sometimes the richest person needs to lose everything, just to learn how to be human. If you saw someone like Grace being treated badly, would you stay silent or would you speak up? Thinking,